G'day everybody, my name is Elliot Waters and you're listening to the Dysregulated Podcast. As always, thank you for tuning in. Well, it's with great honour and privilege that I can finally introduce to you the Intake Interview Series. This has been a long time coming, but I'm so thrilled that the first one is in the bag and ready to go. The first interview is ready to go. So, what is the Intake Interviews all about? Well, I want to get people on the show who also have a lived or living experience of mental ill health in one form or another. Now, this is the thing. When I started this podcast, I wanted it, and I still do, to be the most genuine, raw, real, honest, vulnerable, and fair income podcast on all the internet. I wanted to offer some insights into my own psyche, which highlight and illuminate what it's like to be going through mental illness concerns. Now, my story is pretty broad. I've got, 8 or 9 diagnoses. I've tried every medication under the sun. I've tried every therapy. But at the same time, as broad as the scope of my story is, it's still just my story. There are so many parts of mental health that I cannot touch with my experiences because, you can't do it all. So I've always really wanted to get other people on the show to offer their insights as well because, I don't know, I want this show to be as insightful as there is and really give people a firm understanding of what mental illness is all about. And to do that, I can't just rely on my own story, as broad as it may be. And this is the thing too, my story, my story's okay, but fair income, I'm telling you, compared to some of the guests that are coming on the show, you will be amazed. And that's the other thing too. I've met a lot of people in this mental health journey, lots and lots. And I've heard, it's been a great privilege, I've heard so many stories and how people have experienced, their own sort of perception of mental illness because it is different for everybody. And some of these stories, I'm telling you, they're just so inspirational and motivational and, there's so much emotion behind them and these stories deserve to be told, and I'm very proud that I can use my platform, the Dysregulated Podcast, to do so. So the guests I'm going to be getting on, all walks of life, but lived and living experience. So I've got some great friends who are coming on the show. I'm going to talk to some people on the other side of the fence, so some doctors and academics as well. They're coming too down the track. And also people that I've just stumbled across recently. So it's very exciting. I'm very excited because I think this will offer this, as I said, this whole insight thing. I don't know. You'd be hard pressed to find a potty that's more genuine and more insightful than this one, or at least that's the goal. That's the plan. But as I said, some of these guests are going to be like, seriously, you'll want more and more out of them because they're just so inspirational. They're just tough, resilient, and, I'm honoured to be, friends with many or even just to hear their stories for this show. It's really quite a privilege, and it's not something I take for granted, that's for sure. Now, just some of the logistical stuff of the interviews. Me, I'm not very good at keeping to a timeline or routine and structure. That's not my thing. That's partly why it's called the Dysregulated Podcast, because when the episodes come out, who knows? When the winds are blowing right in my mind, that's when the episodes usually are produced. And this is going to be the same thing. So it takes a lot of work to interview people and edit and get it to a quality that I believe is deserving of the story that I'm trying to help tell. Because that's the thing, I don't really mind if I do a shoddy, well, I do, but, I don't mind as much if I do a shoddy job with my own story. But, as I said, it's a great privilege and an honour to be allowed into these experiences that other people have gone through. And I don't take that lightly. So, a bit of effort goes in to make sure that the stories are produced in a way that is deserving. Because these stories, they are the best. It's unbelievable. And I'm so proud that I can get such amazing people on the show. So in advance, thank you. All right, that'll do. I better upload the first interview. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know if you've got any feedback on how it's traveling. And if you believe you might have a story to tell, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at elliot.t.waters, and we'll organise something and see how we go from there. All right, thank you everybody. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time here on the Dysregulated Podcast.